Welcome to Love You Bro podcast. We are doing a special edition tonight with the Kansas City Chiefs playing some Monday Night Football with the New Orleans Saints. I am Jude DeVella, your host. This is my baby brother, Jamie DeVella.
What it do?
And man, we have a very special guest that's been on Love You Bro podcast, but he's in studio tonight before he heads to Arrowhead. We're going to talk some Chiefs. Jamie and I will get into some playoff Royals Yankees later. But man, we want to welcome to the set Derrick Johnson to the set tonight, man. What's up, Deej?
What up, Deej?
Legendary, bro.
Thank you. I feel like family right now.
Bro.
We've been knowing each other for a while.
Yeah, man, we've been doing this for a long time, Deej. We had you on. You were our first guest that we brought on Love You Bro podcast, and we had talked and said there might be a time when you pop into a game or something, we could get you on studio instead.
Yeah, I'm here.
So thank you. Thank you for coming on today, man.
Deej.
Absolutely.
Deej, first, let's just jump right in, man. Let's jump right into a kid that you watched at UT. What's your kind of take on we got some kids down right now, and we've all talked. You and I, when we talk on the phone, and Jamie and I talked, we talk a lot about the only thing that can derail these guys from 3P was injuries.
Yeah. And
we've seen some of that. But what do you see with some of the injuries? How do you think a kid like Xavier Worthy, UT kid, steps up like tonight in a big game?
Yeah, it's good to have speed. Speed kills, and having the fastest guy in the draft, at our arsenal for our tool, especially with Rice getting hurt, we're going to need that extra speed down the field, and Xavier is going to become more of a playmaker in this offense. Andy Reid's so good at just getting people involved, and maybe he didn't have a plan to get them crazy involved this early, right? But he's going to do that, and it's something about the Chiefs handling adversity. They've been able to do that for a while, right?
Right.
Even winning the Super Bowl in 2020, like that's the biggest inconvenience ever, and we've somehow figured it out.
Of course,
we have that ability to adjust on the fly, and not that I'm worried. It's a little concerned because we have to figure it out. But if anybody can do it, the Chiefs can do it.
Deej, let me ask you this: so are you obviously played at a very, very, very high level of this league? So body types and this. Is Xavier, are you worried about his body holding up? Because I heard, for multiple people way above, my pay grade have been saying as time goes on and kind of where like that 4.2, whatever starts to get to 4.25, 4.3, as you're kind of hit around there a lot. So I know he'll be forced into it. But my second part to this, and I want to get your thoughts, is Kareem looked really good.
Yeah.
Her first day out. And he banged up his shoulder, but he had a little bit of that juice, maybe not the juice his rookie year, second year, but he had a little bit of juice. So does Andy say, hey, you know what? Because those guys up front, Trey, Tooney, and Creed are monsters.
Yeah.
And they like to pound people. They like to pancake people and pound people. Do they go a little bit more of that? And then, Travis underneath and then open up with Xavier deep? Or what do you think?
I think that's the game plan because Xavier, let's be honest, he's a 165, soaking wet. So, you don't want that guy, that fast Corvette running through the middle and, linebackers like myself, we're looking at chops when it comes to that. But keep him on the outside. If he goes inside, maybe some deep overs or whatever, but we got speed down the field. Keep him, even if he's a decoy at times, he can help Travis get the ball more. He can help the running game so the safety's not, bowing down into the box. But to get Kareem Hunt and these guys back, that really helps us when it comes to the run game because we're going to need that even more now. And this is an ultimate team game, so we're talking about the offense right now. We got a pretty good defense. So if you want to do good, collectively, you got to play good defense, and we got some people that can do that.
It seems like Spags really, this whole season, the first 4 games, the offense of the team, first drive, boom, we go down 7 or we go down 10. And whatever it is, man, Spags gets that D. He gets that D geared up. And him and I be talking like halftime. He's like, man, Spags. And they just shut him down the second half.
They do.
What is it about this defense that you think, D's, that maybe through that first drive, is it something they just kind of figure out? Is it, like you said, you see this team face adversity, and back in the day, you kind of worry about certain things, and now you're just like, man, with Reed and Spags, they kind of figured out. And what do you think about that?
Well, it's a combination of both. Being able to have the personnel, the players. You got to have players, and they do. Like when it comes to linebackers, when it comes to DBs, tough DBs. Thought we were going to take a step back with Snead being gone. DBs are still handling business. Visha has done a great job by getting off-season acquisitions and other people in to help this Spags defense that's got an identity, got a big-time identity. And then, you know, playing with Pat Mahomes, you're going to be up a lot, you know, always, you know, in the game. So we got people that can go get the quarterback because you're going to have to pass on us at the end of the day. And when we talk about our rushers, we're pretty good at that too.
Yeah. And Deej, I heard you on the radio this morning, and a guy that I told you about last year. I know Tranquil, when he came for the Chargers, got a lot of. But my guy was Chanel. And last year he balled out in the playoffs. And I was like, and I told Jude, I go, he's a bad SMB.
He is.
I mean, he is a bad. And I heard you today talk about his versatility, which it made me smile. Yeah. My little girl and I were having a donut in the car, and I was like, man, listen to Uncle D talking about my dude Chanel. And her mom would be like, he's cute too. And I'm like, I'm not even worried about he's cute, but he can play a little bit. Yeah. But he brings a lot of versatility that you didn't recognize. I mean, obviously they recognized, but a kid in Wisconsin was asked to do one thing, but he's showing a lot of, like I said.
You need that. Playing defense is hard, especially playing, playing these offense that we play now, and being able to have a player. There's not many players like this on defense that can go rush the passer. You can line them up at 3 technique. You can line them up at the edge to set the edge. You can line them up at linebacker to play in space, which is, one of the harder things to do. Leo Chanel can do all of that. So when you got that Army Swiss knife, that gives your linebacking crew and that defense some depth, right? Yeah. Let's say Bolton getting nicked up or Tranquil getting nicked up. Sure. You got a guy that can come in not just on base defense, that can play all the positions. So man,
Spags, you have to be smart, right? Because you have to have get all of that knowledge of what's going on. And
very smart, actually. I think it's harder to do that. It's not just so much. Just put him over here, put him over here. You actually have to know what you're doing to play at a high level. It's a mental game. Everybody can, in NFL, everybody can jump high and run fast, and they're pretty strong. The mental part, that kind of separates you from other people.
Right. Spags talks a lot about guys just being in the right place. And I think when they talk about that defense, they talk about Chanel always being in the right place. Yeah. Always knowing where he's supposed to be.
And that's not a coincidence. That's like somebody that knows their preparation, just being when you're at the right place consistently, you're doing something good. Like that's not he's been lucky out. No, he's doing what he's supposed to do. Yeah. And I love seeing that. I didn't know much about him, especially last year, and I kept watching him. Sure. I'm like, who's this 54? Like, who's this guy?
He kept hopping up to a guy who played at such a high level. He kept out, which was just a lot to say.
But like Spags says, he's always in the right place. Yeah. He goes, I don't have to worry about 54. He's always at the right spot where he's supposed to be. So it's a guy that not just physically can do it, but also puts that mental preparation in too, right?
Yeah, absolutely. And what year is Chanel? Is he?
This is his
third year.
He's a young guy too. I mean, he's gonna be this way for the next few years.
Because him and Bolton came in the same class. Right. If you can believe that.
Right. Man,
him and Bolton came in the same class.
I just gotta give my hat to Veach, man.
That class was.
It's hard to hit. Like I've been here. I played for 13 years here, so it's hard. Don't get me wrong. We got some guys that come in. And you say, man, this is a guy, but to hit on so many different levels of players that people say, man, I didn't know this guy was that good. And you do your homework and scouting and whatnot.
Right. And I'll never forget, when they won the Super Bowl and they're at the parade, Beach gets a trophy and said, "This is what a rebuild looks like." Because that's what they drafted, and all those guys contributed. Right. A lot of those guys contributed in their first year. That there's not many organizations for generations that can say that. Yeah. And he was like bing, 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 bing. He just hit on his guys and they all contributed. So it's amazing. That's a cool thing.
Yep.
I think Dean's one of the big things for us and doing this and having so much fun doing this is like, the success they've had, the last 5 years, they've been to 4 Super Bowls. They've won 3. But you go and you look at and you hear people talk at the beginning of the season about how young this team is. Yeah. Besides Trav turned 35. Yeah. Shout out to our boy Trav. He turned 35 on Saturday. And Chris Jones getting up there. Besides that, when they said, I can't believe Patrick's 29. I can't believe that.
He's in his 20s, man.
Yeah, but
and quarterback too.
Right.
That's crazy.
And it's like Patrick 29, and they talk about, Trav and Chris being the veterans on the team. But they talk about us having like the 4th youngest defense in the NFL. that's scary.
And to speak about a test to Stone Cold and Chris Jones and DJ, like he's a guy that's still as dominant as he is.
Oh my
doesn't get
goodness.
enough credit. Oh. But when he goes out there and does his thing, whoo! I mean, he has been the most valuable player thus far for me through this season.
I would agree to that. I would agree.
He's a man among boys.
And being able to, I played with Chris, so I know I didn't see the transformation. He's always been a guy, right?
Yeah.
He's a big, fast, strong guy, and he's just so disruptive in the run game and the pass game. Right. And there are times that he doesn't actually get a sack, but the quarterback's freaking running for his life. Right. You know, that helps out everybody. So football is the ultimate team game. I always say that. So when you got guys like Chris Jones in front of you, the linebackers play better, the DBs play better, everybody play better.
I love Spags, trust him enough, and as well he should. He kind of lines up where he wants to. Yeah. He picks his matchups like I want to go against him right now.
Which honestly, which is hard to do. Like I've played for a long time. There's not many people that can have success to play inside and outside. Yeah. That just don't you don't do it. If you see a big guy outside, you say, man, he's not gonna, he can't get there.
He bullshitting,
right.
He can get there.
Right, he can get there.
He can get there.
No, I think that's the funnest thing about watching him play is watching him go inside, go outside, but kind of pick that matchup of what he wants.
Yeah.
I mean, that's he's explosive.
And you know he's coming and he still gets there. I'm like, can you double him? But
hey, I'm not sure what I would feel like if I was a lineman and he started moving around. He came up and be like, I'm lined up over here. I'd be like, why me? Why are you picking me? Why are you picking on me? You coming over here.
Man.
But Chris is so much fun to watch. And like I said, Deeds, our family's been around this team for so many years and so much fun.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
This is awesome.
This is so much fun to watch, but it's so much fun to have you on
absolutely.
set. Yeah. As long as we've been doing all this together, man, to think where we started and where I first met you back in 06, 05, bro, when you got drafted. It's awesome to have you on set, man.
Absolutely.
So, you fam. I mean, I always say like I'm on Facebook and Dwayne will say something like, "Right on, fam," and he'll get back at me like,
"Talk about brother."
Yeah, your brother Dwayne. Shout out to Dwayne. To switch it up here, DJ. So, hook 'em horns.
Yeah,
you guys are a factory right now.
Yep.
Sark, you like Shark?
Absolutely. I mean, me living in Austin and being a part of being a UT, a Longhorn, it's awesome. Being a #1 team in the country, and we're legit. Like and from offensively, defensively, Coach Sark he's doing his thing. It's kind of cool to see. I mean, I got the Chiefs ties and I got the Longhorns ties. So right now I'm I can kick my feet up. I'm good.
Legitimately, DJ, right now you could say you have 2 quarterbacks that would probably start in the NFL.
Absolutely.
Right now. With the back quarterback play, those 2 boys can play.
Absolutely. It's crazy. Our backup quarterback, which is Archie Manning, he last week when he played, he had the best PFF grading in the whole country. I'm like, that's our second.
That's his second streak. And he got his legs from his daddy, not from his grandpa, not his daddy.
Yeah.
Not his daddy or his uncle.
He can throw like the rest of them, but they can't run like him.
They can't run like he can.
He can go.
No, so it's exciting to be. I mean, that's from where it was, where when you guys were in the Big 12, it was a program that could score bunches of points, but couldn't stop a lot of people. But now they're getting that combination. That I mean, UT's dirty.
Yeah.
I mean, are you going this weekend? Are you gonna be there for Cotton Bowl?
I will not. Usually I do go, but it's a party up there. It's happening, man. It's pretty cool. So hopefully a few, I'm sure Xavier and a few guys, because it's bye week coming.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So they're
gonna
kick
anyway.
it. Yeah.
That's why you're like, I'm gonna take this year off.
Because I was gonna say you always go to that Red River shootout.
I do. Usually I do, and it's just a couple hour away from Austin. So
right. Yeah. So let's go back to Xavier for just a minute. You see some of the guys we've had. We've drafted some receivers and stuff, but coming in, you hear the hype about Xavier. Last week, Rasheed goes down, and you could see when Rasheed went down, San Diego started creeping up, right? And 15 knew he could go to the top kitty.
Listen, I thought he threw it too far. I'm like, I didn't know I should have known he was throwing it to him. I'm like, man, he just threw that ball far. I'm like, it must be, there he goes. And boom, perfect. But that was a good spark to give, because even though these players are really good, like Pat Mahomes. He's really good, and you think his confidence is out the roof. There are times where he says, "I need people to catch the ball so he can say, you know what? I got you.
Right.
I can still do that. I got this tool to use."
Sure.
It's been a long time since we've seen 15 be able to throw the ball and feel comfortable about someone that's going to go underneath.
Super deep like that. Yeah,
right.
That is so true.
They say what, threw 65 yards in the air?
It was on the money.
Yeah,
it was on the money.
But he knew from the work. I was impressed this offseason that Rasheed and then once we drafted Xavier, both of them were down in Dallas working with 15. They were getting that chemistry going.
Yeah.
I mean,
that's the respect they have for 15. 15 just like, hey, that's one text. Hey, let's meet here. Let's go.
Let's go.
And then we'll be down in Dallas.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, Deej, we know you got to get going right now, man. We appreciate you coming on set tonight.
Thanks for
Chiefs,
having me, man.
Saints, man. Big game tonight, man.
Fam, it's good to see you.
You guys go.
I tell you what, Deej, right now, how you look, I'll put you at receiver now. I guarantee you.
Listen,
I know you know where you're supposed to be, and Coach Reed would trust you.
That's funny that you say that because I try to tell people, man, I'm more like a safety now. They're like, nah, you're a receiver now.
And I guarantee Coach Reed would be like, Deej, I know where you're going to line up. We got a little DJ package on the offensive end.
Oh man, I wish.
Appreciate you, though, DJ.
Listen, man.
Have fun tonight.
Thank you so much for coming in tonight, man. Have fun at Arrowhead.
Yes.
Enjoy yourself. And I know, listen, this Love You Bro podcast is going to keep rolling on.
Absolutely.
And Derrick Johnson is going to continue being a guest on our show, man.
Absolutely.
All right.
Love you,
I
bro.
love you, brother, man.
Yes,
love you, bro. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much for being on.
Absolutely.
Appreciate it. Guys, we wanted to thank our sponsors for our shows. Proactive Solution is one of our sponsors that's here all the time for us. We appreciate that because without them, we can't do this show.
Absolutely.
Lula Southern Cookhouse. Shout out to them. Shout out to both those guys. And thank you guys so much.
Thank you guys.
For tonight's episode, our special episode tonight, Showtime Transportation here in Kansas City is a great sponsor of ours. They're sponsoring tonight's show. Showtime Transportation is Kansas City's premier limousine and party bus company. They have vehicles you won't find at any other company in town. Check them out at limokc.com. Guys, Showtime Limo is somebody in the transportation business that we use all the time. We've done a lot of stuff for Chiefs games, Royals games, concerts, charity events.
And the best of the best.
Showtime, I'm telling you, bro. Everything 15 passenger and above. Shout out to James Ransom over at Showtime. They just do awesome work. We've been doing work for them for the last 5-6 years.
Yeah.
And everything they do has been awesome. Their sprinters, their party buses,
First
their
class
vans and their buses and stuff have always been awesome. So, James, thank you guys for what you guys do at Showtime. You guys, weddings, birthdays, Chiefs and Royals games, Christmas light tours, any other celebration where travel is desired will work for Showtime. So, again, check Showtime Limousine out at limokc.com. James, thank you so much. And Showtime, thank you so much for being a sponsor.
Thank you, guys, man. Thank you.
Guys, welcome back to our second segment of Love You Bro podcast. My brother Jamie and I here just chilling, man. What a great spot we had, man. Have a DJ on set tonight, bro. Legendary, man, huh?
I mean, he's fam.
Yeah.
He's fam. And I wish we had more time with him in person, but he'll come back on.
Yeah.
And there's just, because I got into Texas stuff with him, and there's just shit I wanted to get into it with him. But we'll have him back on. But yeah, I mean, legend. He's so gracious with his time, and he just got that smile, and he won a little tequila.
Hey, listen, it was cool, man. Because DJ, listen, man, as much as short as their time is, there's so much stuff he's got to do, and he's got to be at Arrowhead to do things. There's never been a time in the 14 years I've worked with them, and the over 20 years I've known him, that I haven't called Derrick and been like, D's like, can you do this? Can you do this? And no matter what, Derrick Johnson shows up on the spot. So shout out to DJ, shout out to UT, Texas Longhorns, Chiefs, 56. That's family for life right there, man. So thank you, D's, for coming on set tonight. Guys, we want to jump into, man, what an exciting episode we have tonight that we're going to dive into. Jamie and I have been talking all summer long about the Royals. You know me, man. I'm always going to come into gear, representing tonight. Game one was a tough loss, 6-5. And you and I talked about it. And I want to get into something today that I heard on MLB. And they were talking about, before the series started, right? They were like, if the Royals are going to beat the Yankees, they're going to have to win one of those muck it up games, like that game on Saturday. So Sunday, when I got up, bro, I wasn't I didn't feel all that bad because
I was fucking pissed.
I know. So
I was
pissed. No, so we're gonna get into that now.
Pissed.
No, so we're gonna get into that because you were the one who called me Sunday. You're like, dude, I went to bed mad. I woke up mad. So I'm gonna get back to that real quick. But talking about it, like I said, I wasn't really that upset on Saturday night, right? I was like, you know what? We went toe to toe with the Yankees. But then when I listened to more people and more of the guys on MLB Network, they were like, this is a game the Royals needed to win the series, because they were like, had they won Saturday, right? You had New York thinking, man, we face Reagan's on Monday night. And if we lose that and have to go to Kansas City to win 2 to win this thing, it puts so much more pressure on them. So I understand that one slipped away. So let's get to the point where when you were texting me Saturday night and Sunday morning, you told me I went to bed pissed, I woke up pissed. Tell me more about like your thoughts on that, because I think you're right.
So to me, I was like, you got to get obviously one of two. I mean, everyone. I mean, you don't have to be my guy Jeff Passan to be like they got to get 1 and 2. And the fact that, and I've said it all along. Right now, to me, Garrett Cole's not Garrett Cole. That dude, he's still crafty and moves the ball around enough. But we were on him, right. And that's their guy who is clearly their ace.
That's their ace, right?
And last year he was, and I think he's kind of hurt and getting back from injury, because last year he won the Cy Young and he was dirty last year. But this year he got injured early on and just hasn't been the guy. So there's so many layers to this, bro, that you asked me, because like you're going up there, you kind of get out and you score. So, and I've said this, and I heard multiple people say this now, but I said this that night in a text thread. I said it. There's layers to blame it on. Right. Never fucking send Salvi in that second inning with the bases loaded. You just don't.
But you and I are gonna agree to disagree on that, because I'm looking at it when
you have the bases loaded, bro. With no outs.
I know. I get it. But it goes back to something that when I was younger, when I played, and guys, like I said, I know I didn't play anywhere near the level, and we're talking Yankees Royals. But when you're playing and you're telling your team you want to be aggressive, right? You're being aggressive to the point where, you know what? If I'm the third base coach and maybe I'm sending everybody but Salvi, I'm going to make you make the perfect throw. I'm going to make you make the perfect throw to throw my guy out at home. And Soto made a good throw.
No, yes, not a great throw.
Anybody else but Salvi scores. But Salvi scores.
But once again, and I stayed up, watching that shit, and the ball is in his effing glove, bro.
When Salvi came around third?
Yes. He hadn't even rounded third, and it was in his glove. So that's a hard send. Vance Wilson's got to own it. It's a bad send, bro. But after you watch it, though, and like I said, it's in his. Soto's not some bum in right field. He's going to be like.
But Vance Wilson, he owned it, though. He said, we were trying to be aggressive, and I sent him. Probably shouldn't have sent him, but he sent him. He was trying to be aggressive. I'm okay with that. What I'm not okay with, and I learned this, bro, I pitched all through high school and college. Like I said, little, Petty League, JUCO ball, whatever you want to say. But still, when I was in Little League, coaches said, you cannot walk people. Walks kill you every time. Well, you can't walk 8 people in a playoff game, bro. You cannot walk 8 people. I'm going to ask you this question. I'm going to ask this question. If you don't know it, you don't know it. But I'm going to ask you this question. How many leadoff batters did they walk the other night? The Royals?
Yeah.
Like three or four innings. It was like
4.
I knew it was 3 or 4. 3 or 4 innings.
And the legendary shout out to one of the greatest, I won't cuss because he wouldn't want me to cuss, but one of the greatest broadcasters in the history of baseball, and Denny Matthews, is such a firm, hard, wonderful person with knowledge about baseball, says if you walk the leadoff batter, nothing ever happens in late innings. No, man. That's positive. Nothing.
100%. Bro,
4 times. 4 times. 4 innings.
I was in Little League. 6th, 7th grade, and I was pitching, and Mr. Dorlack, who was our coach, old Constable Hodges back in the day, he used to tell me, if you keep the ball in the park, let your team play defense, he said, if you don't walk anybody, because you're good, you're solid. Anytime I ever got in trouble is because I walked people and leading people. I could not believe, because I heard that, and I knew it was 3 or 4 innings. 4 innings against the Yankees, you're going to walk the leadoff hitter? Bro, you can't do that and win a ball game. So the Salvi thing I understand, and I'm not, and you're not either. We're not those guys that jump on social media and go, oh my God, that blown call at second base cost us a game.
No.
It was a shitty call.
It was a shitty call, but the throw too. That's the second part of my of that throw was shitty. And Salvi's better than that. Yeah. And 9 out of 10 times, but he didn't. And it's that. So then here's my and how close it all is. Against Baltimore, when they pulled Lugo,
right?
Lugo was struggling. Right. He was struggling at that point in the game.
Right.
And everyone had to be perfect.
Yep.
So you go to Saturday night. Waka is struggling a little bit, but also Waka is like, he can get out of that.
Yes.
And he kind of fucked himself by walking that first batter. Yeah. Has he pop him up or whatnot? But stay with Waka. The guy was never overwhelmed in that situation
because he's got that experience. He's got that experience. He's been there before.
But you know what I'm saying, though. In Coach Q, Manager Q, he punched all his right buttons. Right. But when you have to do that on consistent nights, where you have to have 4 or 5 relievers be perfect, it doesn't fucking happen, bro. It doesn't happen.
And it goes back when you talk to the managers and good managers in baseball about you give certain guys a little bit longer of a leash to. Walker should have been given a little bit longer of a leash because he's shown in time and time before when he's played in playoff games, he's back in St. Louis. He's been through those games before. So you don't worry about him as much as you do a younger guy.
Yeah.
So you give him a little bit longer leash. So I definitely see that. But I mean, you and I talked, bro, and we were texting during the game, and you're like, you know what? The lights might be a little bit too bright for some of our relievers tonight. Because Zerpa's been money the last several games he's pitched. End of August, end of September. Zerpa's been money coming out of the bullpen, but he couldn't find the strike zone. He was walking.
No,
you cannot walk eight guys.
As a fan, and it's not like talking shit, and it's not like, but I just don't have tolerance for that, man. I don't have tolerance
for the walks.
Yeah, I don't have tolerance for. There was 8 walks total. 7 were on the relievers, and Walker had a couple. Urseg. That he's a witch. He's filthy. Right, so he had 1, but he also struck out and made 2 of the best hitters in baseball look stupid. Judge was what? He was 0 for 4, 3 Ks? 3 punch outs, yeah.
Yeah, he flew out to center one time, and then he struck out 3 times.
If you're going to, and I think this is kind of universal, if you were the Yankees, or if we would have won, you would be like, God, how did we get about it? But because Soto was 3 for 5. Soto is. But you know what? If the Yankees don't sign fucking Soto,
I don't care.
That's an embarrassment for the Steinbrenners.
I don't care about the Yankees or Soto or any of those guys.
But they got to back the truck up to that guy. And the fact that they don't, if they don't get that guy. Our big guys went 1 for 14.
I hear you. But they're big guys.
Witt, Salvi, and Vinny.
But hold on. Let's go back to something you were talking about. You were talking about Garrett Cole, and he's their ace. So when I'm sitting there watching the game. We're watching, Jessica and I are watching the game, and the first three batters, I watched Massey take him to the warning track. I see Witt take him to the warning track. I don't know about you, but if I'm on the bump and I'm pitching, and the first 3 dudes I face, 2 guys take me to the warning track, I'm not feeling real good about my stuff. And we hit Garrett pretty well. And listen,
but he was still in the game, though. He was still in the game.
But they hit him hard.
In our phone conversation about.
Yeah, you know what? I will give you credit.
Thank you.
You called it earlier in the day. And you're like Melendez will probably say he'll go yard with that short porch in right field. Yeah. You did call Melendez home because you didn't let me. You were like receipts. You were sending me text during the game. Yeah. You did call Melendez. Rodon going tonight. He doesn't. I don't know. He doesn't scare me. He doesn't worry me.
It's not Rondon from 2 years ago.
Rondon. Listen, what I'm excited about, you guys, we get playoff baseball back in Kansas City, 2014-15. Jamie and I had. I can't tell you the times we had. At this restaurant, watching the games, going to playoff games, going to World Series games, and to know that Kansas City's got the Yankees here on Wednesday night, bro. If we could just steal one tonight in New York. This series gets very interesting because then game 3 and 4 on Wednesday, Thursday will be here at Kauffman, and that'll just be a lot of fun to watch.
Bro, I'm going to tell you an embarrassing story real quick.
Okay.
So I'm on my way down here, right?
Right.
And, there's so much construction going on.
Oh, terrible.
And so I'm coming down, and I'm at essentially, because they redirect you. So I was coming down through the UMKC route. So I'm on So I'm going like in front of Winstead's. Okay. So I'm there and I see this cop like zoom by on his bike. And I'm just like, all right, what's going on, you know? And I see another one come by. Well, you know, and I'm thinking Royals baseball. I'm thinking, you know, obviously Chiefs. And I'm just like, and coming down here. So a third cop comes by. And I'm like, first thought, honestly, I hope no one's hurt.
Right, yeah.
But I see a bus come by. And so I rolled down my window.
Yeah.
And in my head, it's the Yankees because they're coming from like where the Intercontinental will be. So I start going, boo, Yankees, fuck the Yankees out the window. And these construction workers, I swear to God, are looking at me like, this guy's fucking nuts. The Yankees are in New York tonight.
Come on, bro. Did you really?
Swear to God.
Seriously.
And it was the Saints.
Yeah, but they're like, oh, yeah, Yankees, they're in New York tonight, bud. You're like,
no, but they didn't yell back at me, but I was like, you know what? I was just yelling, and each bus by like, boo, Yankee, you guys suck, hate you guys.
Come on, bro.
No, but it's embarrassing that I did that. But I really thought it was the Yankees, and they're not even in town. So,
thank God you were like driving down here sober and not drinking, and we knew you were like sober and yelling at the Yankees.
I was completely sober, but that's just funny. So that was an embarrassing moment. But it is big, man. They got to get it tonight, and
dude,
you know,
what a night in Kansas City, bro.
Yeah,
what a night in Kansas City, man. I mean, you guys. We got Yankees Royals first pitch 6:38. We got the Chiefs and Saints kicking off. I will not be at the stadium tonight.
No,
I will be home.
You made the wise decision.
I will be home with my lovely fiance. And
it's a big week, man. Congratulations.
It is a big week, man. Shout out to the people that do listen to us and follow us on Love You Bro podcast. Jessica and I are getting married on Friday, so I get to marry my best friend.
Welcome to the family, baby girl.
It makes me want to like cry right now, bro. But I won't do that because I'm sure I'll cry plenty on Friday.
I got one
very
more
blessed,
thing
bro. Very blessed.
Is I have a tattoo appointment. No, so
tell me all about it. Tell me all about it.
On Thursday evening, with our cousin who is absolutely sick, Yaya's tattoo. I mean,
Yaya's Kenneth Ross. Yes, yeah. Yaya's. You're also going to be a sponsor coming on here too. So
absolutely.
We'll be having Kenny come down here and do some live, do some tattoo during our show.
Yeah.
When Yaya sponsors. So 100%. That's coming up. But okay,
but to our wonderful intern, Lily Thorne, what did I say? I would get a horned frog, and a horned frog is going right there with TCU underneath it.
Intern Lily from TCU.
I'm owning up to it.
Jamie made a bet with you, and you know what? When TCU beat the Jayhawks, who everybody does beat the Jayhawks, first thing Jessica said was, man, I wonder when Jamie's getting that tattoo.
And Kenny goes, what the fuck, a horned frog? And I was like, bro, I got to own up to it, man. What am I going to do, punk out of it? I'm like, no, fuck, horned frog, like TCU.
TCU horned frog.
So,
what is
once
it like?
again,
what is it like? Well, how does it go, man?
It's hideous looking fucking thing, first of all. But I don't know what it is. But
I don't know what's going to be on your body.
So, I know. So people will be like, oh, I'm like, I don't know. I don't really have any rhyme or reason. But I was like, the horned frog, good Lord willing, if I live to be 70, 80, they're like, what's that? I'm like, I made a bet with our intern.
Yes.
And I was talking shit, and like, I don't even know what her side of the bet was. What did she have to wear a KU jersey?
Oh, that's something. Yeah, KU jersey around.
And I had to get tattooed, but like, your granddad made a stupid bet and got a tattoo on his horned frog with TCU on her.
Horned frog, go TCU.
Yeah. So no, I'm not. It doesn't say go TCU, but it'll be a horned frog with TCU on her. But yeah,
so there you go, babe. He's getting the horned frog tattoo. The
Lily Thorne, TCU horned frog coming right here.
All right, man. Yeah. Well, listen, bro. We're gonna scoot out of here because we're gonna jump on to getting out of here and going to watch the first pitch with Royals Yankees and watching the game tonight. Chiefs Saints. We need the Chiefs to go 5-0. We need the Royals to steal one tonight. Also, guys, we have been talking a lot this summer about our merch. We do have merch dropping. Our guys from Specialized Printing. You guys, we will give you his website. What is the website over there, my specialized guy?
SpecializedPrintingKC.com.
SpecializedPrintingKC.com. You guys go check his stuff out. Great stuff.
Tommy O's a witch, man.
Tommy O's going to do we're going to do some hoodies this fall. We're coming out with the Love You Bro trucker hats and some t-shirts. So you'll be able to go.
Tommy O and I will be in charge of designing that.
Yeah, you guys will fully be in charge of designing that. But guys, be looking for it. Follow us again. Follow us on Instagram, on TikTok, on X, Facebook. Check out our episodes. We got some really great people coming on. Thanks to Derrick Johnson for coming on tonight.
For sure.
Let's go Chiefs. Let's go Royals.
Love you, bro.
Love you, brother.